There, it sits, that painting that I absolutely believed. Talked to me. I had many conversations with it over the past few years. It's a simple painting, a countryside landscape with a lake and a man walking alongside it. It sits in a place of honor next to all the other accomplishments in my life. Now I'm celebrating my next big accomplishment. I have learned to live with my diagnosis. You see, I have schizophrenia. And this painting is a reminder of how far I've come in my mental health journey. About 2 years ago, I started to notice some changes in myself, but I didn't understand what was going on. I had been working at my first real job for about a year. Things were going well at first, but then I started having a hard time concentrating after a while. I also started to see objects move on their own. As time went on, I started to hear a painting that I received from a friend talk to me. And it wasn't very long before I talked back to it. Also, people sometimes didn't seem to understand me when I talked to them, and I started to really struggle at work. It was only much later, about a year after first noticing the symptoms, that I talked with a psychiatrist and became aware of what was taking place. My psychiatrist told me about a mental illness called schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is a serious mental health disorder. It can significantly impact how someone acts, thinks, and feels. It interferes with the logic that they would typically use, and they can begin to act in ways that seem strange to other people. For example, I really believed that I was seeing objects move on their own, and I could talk to them. I now know that I was having hallucinations and delusions. Some of the symptoms of schizophrenia. Everyone with schizophrenia has their own unique experience, but the condition includes a few specific types of symptoms. One symptom is hallucinations. When your senses perceive something that isn't really happening. Hallucinations can happen with any of our senses, like seeing things that aren't there, known as visual hallucinations, or feeling something is on or happening to your body that isn't really there, called tactile hallucination. Hallucinations can even extend to one sense of smell, referred to as olfactory hallucinations. Auditory hallucinations, like hearing voices, is the most common kind of hallucination in schizophrenia. The voice I heard from the painting was so clear, just like someone was standing next to me talking to me. I had no control over the voice. I couldn't make it go away on my own. People living with schizophrenia might also have delusions or strong beliefs in things that are not true. This might be a belief that another person or group is out to harm you, or is controlling you or your thoughts. Another example of delusion is that you may think you're a famous person from history, or that you are in a relationship with a famous person. People living with schizophrenia may also have symptoms that impact their ability to think clearly. This is called disorganized thinking, and is typically seen in the way a person talks. For me, I would talk about things that did not quite fit reality. People living with schizophrenia might also have a hard time focusing or paying attention. I frequently bounced from one topic to other unrelated topics, and people thought my answers to their questions were odd. Disorganized behavior is another symptom of schizophrenia. For me, I acted in more and more unpredictable ways, like getting agitated very quickly for others. This could manifest by repeating a specific motion or phrase out loud over and over again. For people living with schizophrenia, they might look like they don't have the usual range of emotions. This is called flat affect. I was having a tough time with my mood. I didn't enjoy the things I used to. It was really difficult relating to other people, and I didn't want to be around them. The people that I did interact with were confused by what they saw happening to me. The good news is that treatment for schizophrenia is available. My family noticed a change in me and urged me to see a doctor. After some time, I saw a psychiatrist with the help of my family. I told her what was going on. She asked me about how long my symptoms had been going on, and how they were impacting my life. I started taking medication, and over time, after finding which medication and dosage was right for me, together we figured out the best treatment plan for me. She also recommended that I see a counselor to help me work on social skills and cope with the ups and downs of my treatment journey. I now have a support team that helps me manage my schizophrenia symptoms. My family, my psychiatrist, and my counselor help me throughout my journey. There are good days and not so good days, but I have learned how to live with schizophrenia. This painting is my reminder of how far I've come.